Deborah Kelleher is the principal of the Royal Irish Academy of Music, and I had the chance to catch up with her and find out all about her brand new concert hall inside the Academy. Ahead of our concert on Sunday, we are very much looking forward to performing for the very first time in the White Recital Hall. Deborah, I'm curious to know, does this mark the future of a closer relationship with chamber ensembles such as the ICO? And on a larger scale, how does this fit into your ambitions for the Royal Irish Academy?
Well, the answer to the first question is an enthusiastic yes. The reason we commissioned a chamber music hall is because Ireland lacks such a cultural asset, a gem of a hall with incredibly clear acoustics that you could literally hear a pin drop. Now, the reason it is a chamber music hall with perhaps an unusually large stage is because we were very intentional about hoping to attract flagship ensembles such as the Irish Chamber Orchestra to the Academy. Our dream would be that this would be the home for the ICO, a vibrant space where our young musicians, the professionals of tomorrow, would meet, greet and walk the corridors with the fine artists of the Irish Chamber Orchestra. So it does mark a change and a direction for the Royal Irish Academy of Music, which is perhaps what I'd call maybe more industry focused. The fact that we, in our teaching campus, have a professional level concert hall means that our students can indeed bridge between education and the profession, and that can only be facilitated by people who are in the profession themselves, such as the members of the ICO.
Now, I know you said, talking about your students, I know you said that you don't want your students to be trained for export. This is great news for ensembles like the Irish Chamber Orchestra, but what do you think that looks like in practice, and what does it mean for your students?
When I say I don't want our students trained for export, what I mean is I want the Irish musical scene to have a robust infrastructure. I would like our young musicians to have the opportunity to make wonderful careers and lives for themselves in Ireland. Now, in order for that to be the case, we need to have vibrant orchestras. We need to have a vibrant chamber music scene. Thankfully, with Irish National Opera, we have a wonderful and vibrant opera company. More of that, please. We need to have festivals that draw audiences and that give enough work for people. So currently, many of our students are indeed trained for export because they can't have sustainable careers on the island. And I think we're reaching a point where we could achieve that in the next, say, 10 years.
The new White Recital Hall, you've talked a little bit already about the wonderful acoustic. I've seen so many pictures of it online and I haven't been there in person, but I can't wait to perform there. What else can audiences expect apart from a really beautiful acoustic?
It's a bit of a shocker, the White Recital Hall, and I mean that in a good way, because for those of you who know the Academy of Music, and even for those of you who don't, in a way, it's a well-kept secret on Westland Row. It's a Georgian facade, and you still walk in the Georgian facade. Then you come into a gorgeous new teaching block, the Carol Grigger building, and that's a busy working building. And then you continue up the stairs and into the White Recital Hall, and suddenly there is a huge expanse and a volume of size. So the first shocking thing is actually the size of it, because even though it's a 310-seat chamber music hall, it's got a big volume of sound, as most concert halls do. It's dark walnut wood with beautiful burnt orange thick seats, so it feels almost like a hug as soon as you go in. And then you experience this lovely acoustic. It's a resonant acoustic, but it is a sharp, clear acoustic. I feel in the first concerts, we had a Wigmore Hall series with, Stephen Hough, pianist, Mitsuko Ushida, pianist, the Schumann Quartet. I feel in these concerts, the audience is almost holding its breath. It's sitting forward, it's listening intently. So the quality of sound. But you know what the secret sauce is? And this is something that I didn't expect. We have hired our own students to be ushers. And they are trained ushers, but they're also adorably themselves. So I've gone to concerts and the usher has been saying to the concert goer, oh, there's your ticket. And by the way, I'm performing here myself this Friday. So they were doing a little bit of upselling. So there's a bit of a secret sauce in the sheer likability of our front of house staff, who are also known as music students of the Royal Irish Academy of Music.
That really is a very, very special USP, isn't it? That's incredibly charming. That's very, very nice. Apart from your wonderful ushers, your wonderful students, the ICO are playing on Sunday. And I wonder what you're most looking forward to about two Beethoven piano concertos in one concert.
Oh my goodness, where do I start? I mean, Christian as the performer conductor. I heard him recently in the Wigmore Hall with the Basel Chamber Orchestra, and I nearly jumped out of my skin at how amazing he was. But in that, it was symphony, so I didn't get to hear him play. So his performance, so informed, so vibrant. I can't wait to hear the Irish Chamber Orchestra with him because I won't have heard that orchestra in this acoustic. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then you have these two amazing concertos. Number 1 and number 3 have to be amongst my favourite of the Beethoven concertos, particularly the grandeur and the amazing C minor third piano concerto. So this is a performance that is going to take the breath away with works that had Beethoven really at his best, and then performed by an orchestra and a performer who are really at the top of their game at the moment. You know, when you look at, you know, what are these ensembles based in Ireland that can hold their head up high internationally, you have to pick ICO as number 1. So it's a privilege to be able to hop on the Dart, walk down the street, get the bus into the Royal Irish Academy of Music and hear an ensemble of this calibre. I just can't wait for it.
Deborah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.